Hi, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you see and that you'll come back. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. My channel is these days primarily about cross stitch. If you go back a ways, you'll see a bunch of other videos. I've done tutorials on card making and beading and making albums and all different kinds of things. For the last year or so, it's been just cross stitch. Although I've been watching some other videos that are making me want to do some more things. So good thing I haven't gotten rid of all those supplies. So what you're going to see today is all cross stitch. My haul has one other thing that's related to beading instead of cross stitch. But otherwise, yeah, that's what you'll be seeing is cross stitch. I think it's been about a month, maybe a little more. I can't remember. My husband now works a really weird schedule, and I never know when I'll be home alone, so I can't schedule my videos like I used to do when I first started, where they were every Friday. I knew I could do it. I knew when I'd be home alone. It's hard for me to do video if I'm not home alone, so that's just my thing. Nothing against him, but our house is tiny, and if I'm not home alone, it just doesn't work right. So I have three finishes, 2 cross-stitch fully finished items and 1 beading fully finished item. And then I have some new starts and some whips and a few new things to show you and a few new channels that I found that I want to share with you. I think I'll do the new channels first, and I'll list them down below. 2 of them were brand new channels. I saw their first video. And the other one had, I think when I first saw her video, it was number 8. And I really liked all 3 of these. The first one I came across was called the Northwood Stitcher. She's in Maine. And her videos are very interesting. She has 3 that I've seen so far. They're not too long. And they're not just showing cross stitch. She has a lot of tips and tricks and organizational hints and stuff like that. I think her name is Sarah, but don't hold me to that. The next one that I'm pretty sure I saw from her very first video is called Mama Goose Stitches. She also was in the military and referenced that a few times, and I could relate to a lot of what she had to say, and I just really enjoyed her video. She started out by showing the 23 projects she's planning to work on in 2023. And the last one is called Stitch Me Sane. I think when I got to her, she was on number 8, and she's in Australia. I love listening to those Australian accents, but I also really enjoyed her video. She had a lot of full coverage. Mama Goose Stitches had some full coverage and some not, and she led me to one of the designers I like is Kitty and Me Designs, and because she has some really fun cat pictures. But Mama Goose Stitches showed she had just finished a picture that's like the cat ones that I have, but it's an eagle and it's patriotic. So I had to buy that pattern, and I think I can dig it out. I think it's right next to me. I forgot to pull it out. Anyway, so those are my shout outs for 3 new videos that I found. I'm always looking for new videos. I like to watch the very first one from new people. It's always fun to watch. So let me show you my fully finished items. The first one was the Mad for Plaid Stitch Along, hosted by Chantel of 141 Design Company. And it was getting this backer board and then stitching one of the 4 seasons of Mad for Plaid. And I've showed you my finished picture before. And this is my fully finished object. I just put some greenery, and this is a flower. Oop, lost some of my greenery. This is a flower that I've done a tutorial a long time ago, made from Heartfelt Creations products. I love making these flowers. And I thought the colors matched really nicely, and I just kind of tucked that in there. And this greenery, which this one didn't want to stay, but I wasn't, I'm late. As far as Chantel's timing for getting these posted to social media, I'm late because I didn't want to paint this black. But I didn't have a paint color that I liked, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I procrastinated and still painted it black. I put magnets on it. Oh, more greenery jumped out. I like to put 3 because otherwise I've found that my pictures don't stay straight. And this one, I put them on and I laid it down flat. And when I went back the next day, everything had shifted and this was really crooked, like that crooked. So I took this off and I pried the magnets off the back and started over and fixed it. So this is Mad for Plaid by Hands On Design, and this is the spring one. There's 4 seasons in the pattern, and I've shown this before. And then this is the backer that Chantel 141 Design Company made for it, and I'll link to her Etsy shop below. The second thing that I fully finished, I'm going to insert a picture. It is a new to me designer called October House something. October House something. Anyway, it's called Strawberry Fair, and the reason that I stitched this is that I have a I hosted a smalls exchange, and I stitched it for the person who I was giving my small to, and it went in the mail yesterday, so I don't have the actual one to show you, but I'm going to insert the picture of it right here. And then my last fully finished item is, I gotta find something to put it against. It's another one of my peyote fobs, and this one is called Prissy Peacock. And this was so much fun to stitch, and it actually was quick because it's smaller than the others, but it's just so pretty. That is the Prissy Peacock peyote fob. Pretty easy. It's the first one I've done where the dangles don't start all the way at the edge, because you're just doing the tail and the body's over here. There's no body over there. So that was a lot of fun. These are stitching also. Peyote is a beading stitch, and I had a lot of fun making that. When I get to the end and show you some of my new purchases or delightful deliveries, I have 2 more patterns that I have to choose which one I'm going to do first. So those were my fully finished objects. I don't have any just finishes. I have a bunch of new starts and some whips. So they are all mixed up. So I'm going to take them in the order of my pile here. My first new start is Heaven and Earth Designs had a pattern sale recently, and their patterns were half price. And I found this pattern. I may have showed it. Did I show the pattern in my last video? I can't remember. It's called Mini Moonlit Hummingbird, and it is only 225 by 281 as far as the stitches. So if I'm stitching it on 25 count Lugana, which is a easy grid or easy count or something, it's going to come out 9 by 11. I love hummingbirds, and I loved those colors. And for this, I have a tiny little start. That was 1 length of thread, I think. So I want to find more time to get back to this. I've been popcorning around a lot lately, but then another one that I found, I just want to work on it all the time. So I need more time in my day. I work full time, and there's just not enough time to do everything I want to do. Another new start is, sorry, I've got stuff everywhere here. This popped up in my feed on Facebook, and what do I do with that? This is by Doreen Jones, and it's called Patterned Cats. And I just love the colors in this. It's full coverage. And I didn't pull out the whole pattern, so I can't tell you how big it is. I only pulled out that sheet. But this is one I have been obsessed with, and I am loving stitching on it. I keep giving away my thing. So this is how far I am. It's very easy to stitch because it has blocks of color. Like Well, this pink right here is 3 shades of pink, but there's no confetti stitches. When you're stitching just the whole color. And it's funny, when I started, I did this black outline stuff and part of the cat because I wanted to get to the purple. So I stitched the purple and then I stitched all the rest of this color. First I started with the black and then stitched the purple and all the rest of this color. So I'm trying to finish. I have a little bit left to do right here. I think 1 or 2 colors left. And I'm going to finish this part up here and then I'm going to move over. I might do part of this. The midway point is like right here, the halfway mark. So I'll probably do part of this, but I'm going to be moving over this way. So this is Patterned Cats by Doreen Jones. I'm stitching this on 14 count Aida, and it's kind of funny. When I was looking for fabric, I didn't have what I wanted, and I started searching through. For a while I was in the Fat Quarter Shop Fabric of the Month Club, and I was getting 14 count Aida, and it's going to be hard to see, I think. I got this one, or maybe not. It's the spiderwebs. I will never use spiderweb fabric. I won't stitch on it on the front. I won't use it for my background for anything. But it's printed and the back side is white. So I am using it technically because I'm using the other side. So that was a new start. This one is the whip. This is Heart of Winter by Little Dove Designs. I am loving this. I think, technically I think I'm half done. I'm done all the way to the tops of these trees, so maybe not quite half. It's hard to say. This was really fun to stitch, but it has lots and lots of white. So I stitched all this stuff in the middle, and then to go up I had to do white, to go down I had to do white, so I finally finished the down part. And this is where I'm at. Right now I'm finishing the white in here, and then I can move up to the top, I think. Move it in my Q-snap, move up to the top, and do the top part of the heart. This is really fun. I might do the back stitching. Does it have back stitching? Yeah, it has some back stitching in the windows, so I might do that before I move up. I should do that before I move up. I absolutely love this, and I hadn't gotten it out for a while. I'm not sure what made me pull it out recently. Another whip. This is actually like a restart for the 3rd time. Blooming Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. The fabrics that I purchased did not work. Not fabric, the flosses. Like these 2 flosses, when I stitched them together originally, you can't tell the difference. It looks like it's all brown. So one of them is colored weird. And I was having trouble with another color. So first, I didn't like the fabric I started it on, so I started on a different fabric, and then I still was having floss issues, so I started it over again. This time I'm stitching it on a 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. I dyed this for a different project. It's a secret project that I'm working on, and I really like this. I don't know how well it's going to show, but I first dyed it a light blue, and then I added some purple. So in the bright light, you see the pale blue, and you see the purple, which also adds hints of pink. So I'm having really a lot of fun working on this, and I'm not using any of the called for colors. I started in the middle. This is the house in the middle. That is Weeks Dye Works Amethyst. Then I went to this house, my new favorite green. This is, what is it called? This is, it's called Lily Pad. It's Creek's Colors, which I got from Stony Creek for one of their projects in a magazine. It's a beautiful green, and I love it. This is Weeks Dye Works Amber, and I'm loving it also. So I don't think those are going to show up very well as to the true color. So I decided to pick out, there's 6 houses. I picked out the color to go with each house. None of them are called for colors. So I'm going to stitch the bottoms of the houses first. Then I'm going to go back and figure out what to do with the roofs and the windows and doors and stuff. This pattern has a chicken. Cecilia. I don't know why this has a chicken for Blooming Tiny Town. I'm going to put a tree in there instead. I don't really care for chickens. So that's my third start on Blooming Tiny Town. Hopefully my last. I want to finish it. I want to make it into a drum. And so I want to finish it fairly quickly if possible. Let's see. Next up, I have Cross Stitcher's Paradise by Shannon Christine Designs. I have never printed the front cover again. She just gave us the last piece, which is this right here. And I could tell by looking it was going to be embroidery floss. And I am still a little bit behind because section 1 was so large. This is section 1, plus all the border. And then it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over here. This is 7 and this is 8. So I finished 7. I'm not quite done with 5. I've got to do some things here. I finished that one and those 2. This one I'm working on, and this one, and then I'll go back and finish this. This still has a ton of stitching in it. The rest of this will go pretty quick, so this is going to take me a little while to finish. I will hope to finish it quickly. The stitch along is over. Well, yesterday we got the last piece, so I would say it's over. And I'm not done. But I do want to finish it. I think it's beautiful, and I absolutely love it, even though there is not one strand of purple anywhere in this project. If this is a project that if I'd seen the whole thing ahead of time, I would have changed something to add purple, because if you know me, you know I love purple, and I like to add it to things. But I wanted to do it as the stitch along, so no purple. It's hard to add colors when I can't see the whole project. Let's see. There. Another new start. This is a stitch along hosted by Jessica, who's Sweetwater Stitcher, is the Mend Block Party. This one I'm doing all the called for colors. Not really my colors, but I wasn't in the mood to pick out. It's these colors of this strawberry pincushion, and there's 4 of these on there. Not my colors, but actually, I haven't started the strawberry yet. I could still change it, but I don't know if I will. We'll see. I have a tiny little start on it. I bought all the called for colors, so we'll see. There's my tiny little start. This is upside down. There's my tiny little start. This is the base that strawberry sits on. And really, if I was going to change the color in the strawberry, I should have started over here. So I think I'm going to stitch it as it is. This is, it looks white, but I think it's called Silvery Moon. It's a 18 count Ada. Pretty sure that's what it was. And then I also have, I bought the fun pins to go with it. So that's a stitch along hosted by Jessica, who is Sweetwater Stitcher. Then there's another stitch along hosted by Debbie somebody. There's a Facebook group for this. This stitch along is Hive Rolls by Primrose Cottage Stitches. All of the bee patterns with Primrose Cottage, I've changed the colors just a little bit. And it's kind of hard to see. These are, I wanted to brighten them up. So I brightened up the greens and the yellow, and I kept the brown and gold. And here is, I've done section 1. Hive Rules is a monthly stitch along, so we're doing 1 section each month, and I finished the first section. This is 18 count Ada pale gray gingham that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop, and you can see the green is different. The yellows are brighter. I don't like that bluish green that they use, so I made it me instead of what it was. And I'm using these same colors I think I said for all of those bee pictures by Primrose Cottage. Actually, all the bee pictures I purchased. I think I have another one that's not Primrose Cottage, but I'm going to use the same colors. And it might be, I didn't get it out, but it's by Strawberry Fair. It's by October House Fiber Arts, and it's called Honey Fair. So I'm going to use those same colors on this. And let's see. And then there is a stitch along by Little Dove Designs. I don't have a picture to show you because it's a mystery stitch along. And it's called The Sewing Room. I have a tiny, tiny little start, and I've changed one color already. This was, I don't know, another gray color. I've already added purple to this one. We'll see if it works later, but I've already added the purple. This one also is a monthly stitch along, and the first section is like this big, and I just have that tiny little piece in there. Let me see. I showed you everything? I have. So now I'll show you some fun things I purchased recently. Thank you to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I had to buy this. This is a spool that holds 5 pairs of scissors. And there is a blemish there, and that it did not come that way. So I think the dog, my dog touched it with his nose, which is interesting, and it marred that a little bit, but I can fix it. So moral of the story, I already knew this, be careful what your dog touches with his nose, but my dog is very, very curious, and he'll come over to my desk and touch everything. I don't know if that's how he smells it, but he actually takes his nose and puts it on top of everything and touches it. So he's a weird dog, I know. This is, I was going to say what finish I chose, and cherry. I think it's cherry. It's by Pete's Bee Skeps on Etsy. I don't know if you can see that. And Elizabeth Ann showed this. It's made for Tiny Town. It's the right diameter for Tiny Town. And what I'm going to put on it is this brand new A Honey of a Tiny Town. So this is in my bee bag also, and it's going to be using my bee colors. I'm not sure what all I will change. I want to get started on this, but first I have to choose my fabric. So I'm not sure. But I think it's going to go really pretty on this. This one's fun. And then I want to get another one of these. Actually, I might ask him to custom make one for me. Maybe a little bit different. I'm not sure how I want it, but I want one to put these on because this is pretty. This thing, it's pretty. And it would be really cool if I was just holding scissors. But when I put all these guys on there, it's not really a good backdrop for them. And if I put these on this, they show up better. But I'm going to put a cross stitch on here, so I want something else that's wood to actually show these off better than this does. And then I'll use this just for scissors. So we'll see. Haven't decided on that yet. Another thing, 2 things that I purchased since I just showed you the peyote fobs. I bought 2 more. Country Stitchers, I think they're called. Deb and Liz in Pennsylvania. Is that where they are? I think they're in Lancashire, Pennsylvania. Anyway, Liz just did this guy, and he was adorable. I got to see it in person. Well, not in person. I saw it on her video. It's interesting how even just a video is so much better than looking at a picture. So I had to get this guy, and then this is another patriotic one. So I'm probably going to do one of these this weekend. I'm leaning towards this one. I'm not sure why. I don't know. we'll see which one I grab when it's time to do it. And then another thing that I got that is not cross stitch is this book, Little Bead Boxes. And why did I get this? Julia Prettle. It's Julia S. Prettle. See right there. I don't know if she popped up on Facebook or there was a post on Facebook. There are some bead groups that I'm in, beading groups, that sent me looking for her. And then I found this, and I'm fascinated by these boxes. These boxes are made with peyote stitch. And this book has many shapes. So I haven't figured out, see if I can find another page that has more pictures. Because there's like, I don't know, there's a bunch of them in here. There's a triangular shaped one. So I don't know where I'm going to start. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to see if I have enough beads. If I don't have enough beads, I'll be ordering them or going to Hobby Lobby. I think these are beads I can get at my local bead shop. If not, I know I can get them at Potomac or somewhere like that. But I'm going to want to get started right away once I pull it up. So, but it's hard to, I have a lot of things I want to do, and whenever I think about them, I go back to cross stitch, except for these fobs, these peyote fobs, because I can finish one in a day. The peacock only took me a few hours one afternoon. The others have all taken more time than that, but the peacock one is a lot smaller. It's shorter. Like, its body is only half as long as like the patriotic one. If you see these, well, it's hard to put them together, but yeah, see, its body is a lot shorter. Oh, my fingers are in the way. So this one took a whole day, and this one took a few hours. So we'll see, like I said, which one of these guys I pick up. Sometimes what makes me hesitate is the fringes look complicated. And some of the fringes are really complicated, and some of them just look complicated. So we'll see. This one looks like the most complicated yet, just looking at the ones I've already done. But I'm pretty sure that if I go back and look at the pictures on the patterns, there's a couple of others that I have already done that look really complicated too. So we'll see. What else? My plans for this week. I want to start the Honey of a Tiny Town. I have to figure out what fabric I want to use. I'm sure it'll be a neutral because I don't think a color would go good with that. And I want my yellows to pop. Unless I did a darker color. I don't know, because the houses are dark. The houses are gray. I'm not going to do gray houses. They're going to be colors of brown. And we'll see from there. The other thing is my friend Carolyn, who is Zook Stitches. She has a birthday on Wednesday, and she's doing a birthday start. Where did I put it? Here it is. And she's offered it as a stitch along. She's going to start on the 21st. I'm not sure why when her birthday's on the 22nd, but that's okay. I can do that too. It is Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. And mine, last time I showed my fabric and floss, but I didn't have the pattern yet. Mine is going to be a Lavender Rhapsody. 2 colors of purple floss. And then the fabric is 32 count Lavender Lugana. This is going to be so pretty. I can't wait to start this. What else am I going to work on? I'm working on a secret project. I'm going on a retreat with my Stitchy pals in May. There'll be 9 of us there. And I'm working on a secret project for that. It's like my little attendee gift. Some people bring attendee gifts. So I've been working on that. And I have a finished one, but I'm not going to show it until after the retreat. So you'll see that at a later date. I'm going to keep working on my patterned cats because I can't stop working on them. They are the ones I've been working on at night in my recliner. Because it's 14 count fabric, it's really easy to stitch on. And even though it's full coverage, just the way it's color blocked, it's going really fast. And I'm loving stitching on it. I mean, I say it's going fast, but it's a pretty big picture. So I'm not a quarter of the way. I'm like maybe an eighth of the way done because I'm maybe a quarter of the way across and halfway down. So maybe an eighth. I don't count stitches. So I don't know how many stitches I've gotten into it. And I think that's it. I have a big mess here. I feel like I've forgotten something that I needed to say, but I don't know what it is. Other stitch alongs. The Cross Stitcher's Paradise is over. So I'm working on the Mend Block Party. And the Hive Rules is monthly. I don't have to do anything with that till next month. And the Sewing Room is monthly. I do need to finish that, this one. So I think those are my plans. So I think that's about it. Yeah, I feel like there's something else I was going to say. I don't know what it was. So I'm going to stop there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And I already said thanks for watching. So happy stitching and have a wonderful day.